Okay, so we are getting some insight into how much pressure Dr. Fauci was under during the pandemic. BuzzFeed News published 3,200 pages of emails he received from January to June of 2020. The emails were from his team, celebrities, even Mark Zuckerberg chimed in about building a coronavirus information hub on Facebook. Or in some cases, they were from complete strangers looking for guidance, like one woman who thought Fauci was being muzzled by Vice President Pence. She wrote, "This is quite terrifying, especially since Trump has already shown his desire to spread false or incomplete information about this public health crisis." She also added, "I'm planning to fly domestically tomorrow. Is it safe?" Fauci responded.
She waited until the last second to send that email.
Fauci responded saying, "There is much misinformation. I actually have not been muzzled at all by the vice president. And by the way, it is safe to fly domestically." Okay, so first of all, we have Erica back. Erica Cobb is back in the house. There she is. Okay, so Erica, what do you make of all these emails?
Man, first of all, that makes my anxiety just trigger like through the roof. But Dr. Fauci has always been a medical professional who understood the assignment, okay? Even when he was under all of this scrutiny, things were politicized. People were calling him a liar or saying that he didn't know what he was talking about. He maintained communication with the American public, even at times when our elected officials didn't maintain that communication. So it's not surprising that he was receiving thousands of emails to which he was actually replying to. I commend him. He did an amazing job.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, please.
Well, I just was going to take it in a different direction.
Please.
Here. You know what I mean? Because if you want to question where this virus came from, you're automatically labeled a Trumper, a non-supporter, you're far-right Republican. Why can't you question that? I asked our very own Dr. Coley on the show that very same question. 2 labs in Wuhan that are studying this virus, that's where it came from? That's not an intelligent question to ask.
Well, President Biden agrees with you. President Biden right now, I'm glad you brought this up.
But it's so taboo to talk about. And we're talking about an email that some lady, we're talking about some lady that just wrote about the weather. I don't care about that. There's someone challenging him saying, hey, listen, thanks for downplaying the Wuhan virus. That's the one we should have showed. But that's what everyone's talking about. That's the email everyone's talking about.
That's a fair thing. I mean, Jeff, I'll say this, and I can't defend Dr. Fauci, but I will say that we dealt with a lot of this with H1N1. So the fact that somebody might have been playing with this in a lab is very plausible. Right. Very plausible. That's why we had such a head start on getting the cure. Now, what I will say to that is at some point it didn't matter because no matter where it came from, I wasn't sitting this close to you. You weren't hugging your mama. You weren't getting on a flight to go see anybody. So there's 2 different things. Your question is valid and fascinating, and there will be a documentary made of it, I'm sure.
Right. And it doesn't take away that I didn't wear a mask or I'm not getting vaccinated.
You have every right to ask that question.
Isn't that intelligent?
But there are people that will immediately think that you somehow doubt. However, President Biden and his administration have announced that they are committed to finding and looking back and reinvestigating to find out where the origins are. So you're not alone in that. Anything else? And I feel like we just went on a tangent, but I like that. That's what the show's about. But
I wanted to get off, and again, I'm not questioning Dr. Fauci and how he handled the virus and playing Monday morning quarterback to look back and judge him. I'm just saying to question something like that just because that's what Trump believed, and now all of a sudden you're labeled a Trumper. That's ignorant to put those 2 together. Take the politics out of it and just find the origin. I totally agree with you. I will say something that I've noticed because my family has experienced so much close connection with doctors over the last 5 months in regard to Eric, my brother-in-law. We've noticed that certain, like the upper echelon of doctors, Dr. Coley's one of them. I don't know Dr. Fauci personally, but they have this almost like need and desire to constantly respond and get back to people. Right. Like poor Dr.
Fauci?
Dr. Coley's up all night responding to people. And I feel like it's almost like within their makeup where they just have to make sure that they go above and beyond, but to what cost?
And I applaud them.
Yeah. But to what cost? They got to protect themselves too, because that's insanity, that many emails. Coming up on DBL.